Also, your devices are put away. No cell phone in your hand, in your pocket. All that stuff should be in your book bag. And we were asking you about your IDs, and some of you kind of act like you're irritated with us asking you about your ID. We wear our IDs where adults can see it. So it's not in your pocket, it's not in your purse, it's not on your book bag, especially not on your book bag, because then when you have to go to the restroom, you leave your book bag and then it's not on your person. Any adult on campus can ask to see your ID. Some of us are not going to make it. Turn around, face the front, all the way around, because your principal is getting ready to speak with you. And so all of you sitting in here have heard the directions about your ID. After this point, there will be consequences for not following the procedures. Your ID is on your person, period.
So I'm not sure if you know how serious it is that you guys are in high school right now. Right now, your graduation requirement in 4 years, you need to have at least a 2.0 GPA. If you do not know what a GPA or how to average your GPA, every time you get an A in a class, that's 4 points. Every time you get a B in a class, that's 3. When you get a C, that's 2 points. And if you get a D, that's 1 point. If you get an F, that is 0 points. So every grade in your class is equivalent to a point that is averaged. So D's and F's only hurt you. In my current 10th grade class, these are the students that were sitting where you're sitting right now last year as freshmen. A lot of them didn't believe me when I said it, but currently in my sophomore class, I have people that are sophomores only by name because they've been here 2 years, but they do not have the credits to be considered a sophomore. We have over 140 kids that have a GPA less than a 2.0. So those students are not on track to graduate. Historically, I have a group of kids that come in 9th grade and don't take school seriously, and they end 9th grade with less than a 2.0 GPA. And then they try to pull it up or really don't try. And then 10th grade, they have lower than a 2.0 GPA. And then in 11th grade, they have less than a 2.0 GPA and do not have the credits. And then they get to their senior year, and in January, when I have those individual meetings and I tell them that they've been here for 3.5 years and they're not going to graduate, now mom's mad, dad's mad, grandma's mad, but you didn't do what you're supposed to do the 4 years you were here. So you did not graduate. And it's unfortunate because it's really a waste of 4 years because you didn't take school seriously. This is the last huddle that we're doing today. This is my largest group, the freshman class. But guess what? Every year my freshman class is the largest group. And the senior class ends up being the smallest group. Because everybody that's sitting in here right now, it's a lot of you that's not going to be here when we have the same meeting your senior year because you refused to take school seriously. It's easier right now if you're just like, hey, school ain't my thing, to come talk to me or one of my APs or Coach Thomas and let us know so we can find a better spot for you somewhere else. Because life is hard. And I have 3 degrees, and it's hard. And I love life. I love being able to have a house and provide for my family. I like working with kids. But even though I love life, that doesn't exempt me from having stress about money, about my job, about health. And if it's stressful with somebody that got 3 degrees, how stressful do you think your life is going to be if you don't have a high school diploma? And we're not just handing those things out like this candy. You got to do the work. You got to take school seriously. Things that I see that let me know that you're not taking school seriously, when an adult asks you to do something that's not going to embarrass you and it's not going to hurt you and you refuse to do it. When you're walking slow and okay with getting tardies. When you're skipping class, when you're hanging out in the bathroom, when you're being disrespectful or rude to a teacher or a peer. That lets me know that you're not serious about school and you're really just here to waste a lot of people's time. And I don't like wasting people's time. That person not serious about school. You can go. Let's go. Let's contact his mom and see if there's another place that he needs to be. I'm serious about this. Everything's not funny. Where you are right now is serious. And that same person is probably going to be here 4 years from now in my office crying because I want to tell him he's not going to graduate because he didn't take school seriously. Our theme this year is Be Extra. EXTRA. Those 5 letters are the first 5 letters for the word extraordinary. And that's what each of you need to be. But to be extraordinary, you have to do the extra. You have to work hard. You got to be dedicated. You got to show up to class on time, and you got to show up to school every day. If you're missing 2 and 3 days a week, at the end of 9 weeks, it's only 45 days, and you've missed 5, 10. We're not doing the extra. We're not going to be extraordinary. We're not living up to our fullest potential. You have to do the extra in order to be extraordinary. Each year, 3 years ago, the senior class, 79% of those kids graduated high school. 2 years ago, 88%. That means 12% of the students that were in this class did not graduate. This last year's class, it was 92%. Yay. But that's 8% that did not graduate, about 20 kids. You do not want to be on that other end, that percent that did not graduate, because you did not do the extra. Because high school is serious. It's not a joke. Do we have fun? Yes. But is it serious? Yes. We are about business. I was a middle school principal for several years. And y'all, some of y'all in here, y'all know the game because I had to talk to y'all middle school principal in order for you guys to come here because you didn't finish all of your credit points. And they moved you from 6th grade to 7th grade. And then you failed a couple classes, went to summer school that summer for a couple of weeks. And then they moved you to 7th grade, then they moved you to 8th grade, and then they moved you on to high school. That was your last free move. So I know the middle school game, now I know the high school game. I got a little bit of information now, so that's the last free move. Yes, we have summer school for credit recovery, but why would you want to waste 9 months in order to have to come up here every day during the summer to sit behind a computer just so you can get to credits? In order to graduate, remember this, you need a 2.0 GPA. You need to pass your reading benchmark in 10th grade, and you need to pass your algebra EOC. There's several of you guys sitting in algebra right now. You're going to be taking that algebra EOC at the end of the year. If you fail it and you don't pass it, you got to keep taking it over and over and over again until you pass it. And if you don't pass it that senior year, you don't graduate. It's real hard to pass that class when you're not pass that test when you're not in the class. So while you're in the class, you need to be taking algebra seriously, because everything that those teachers are teaching you is going to be on that assessment at the end of the year. And if you fail it, now you're not on track to graduate. And the last thing you need is 24 credits. That's an average of 6 credits a year. Most of you are in 8 classes. A lot of freshmen end up failing multiple classes and not end up getting that 6 credit. So that's the predicament I have some sophomores in. They don't have 6 credits. They only sophomore by name only because they've been here for 2 years. Remember this. No one can say in 4 years, no one ever told you what it took for you to graduate. What does it take to be a jacket? You need a 2.0 GPA. You need to pass your reading and your math benchmarks. And you got to have 24 credits. 2.0 is a minimum. I'm not asking for much. That's just for you to graduate. That's not for you to go to college. If you're trying to go to college, you need to have a 3.2, 3.5 at best, at least. And some of you already got that because y'all came here with credits, because y'all took Algebra 1 in the 8th grade, or y'all took geometry or other courses. So you need that. I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to everybody else, because I see a pattern here, and I don't want you guys to fall in that pattern. A lot of you guys want to play sports. Mr. Thompson's going to come up and talk to you about that. But that's your first semester grades. So at the end of the first semester, if you do not have a 2.0, you can't play.
Heaven Page, if you're in here, you need to head to the front office. It's Heaven Page, right?
Yeah, she's going. Yeah. Those 3 things, 24 credits, 2.0 GPA, and pass that reading and that math benchmark. Do you guys understand? Just nod your head. It starts today. Every grade, every class, every assignment is important. You need to turn it in. You need to do the work. Those who go to class tend to pass. It's really hard to make up work. You can go. You're going to learn, or you're not going to be a student at Blake High School. You can go to the next couple of slides. Ms. Jones is our assistant principal for curriculum. She's not here. She had an appointment. To my left, I have Mr. Thompson. He's my assistant principal for administration. He's in charge of athletics and facilities. To the left of him, I have Mr. Kevin Cleathan. He's an assistant principal. He's one in charge of discipline. Also, Ms. Robinson, she's somewhere around here. She's over there to the right. She's in charge of discipline as well. I have Coach Thomas right over here. He's a success coach. In the back, I have my other success coach. We have Ms. Bass Darns. Who else do I have in here? We have Officer Drain in the back corner. He's our school resource officer. And we have several teachers as well in here, all here to help and support you. These are your guidance counselors by alphabet. You need to know them, get to know them, introduce yourself, because those are the academic advisors. Those are the people that help you stay on track in order to graduate. Make sure you're taking the right courses in the classes, and they are all here to assist and to help you. We've talked about your course performances. These are the courses we offer. Talked about the requirements, and the main thing, making sure that you're passing all of your classes all the time, checking your grades, checking your focus, checking your Canvas, making sure all your assignments are turned in, no empty assignments, because if you do what you're supposed to do, it's really an easy process for you to graduate. But if you don't, and it starts right now, I can't tell you that much, it starts right now. Coach Thomas.
All right. I'm kind of impressed with this freshman class. Class of 2030, right? Class of 2030, right? If you're a freshman right now, you already have your real ID with your photo on it. Go ahead and hold it up real quick for me. I appreciate you for being responsible and handling your business. If you still have one of the yellow ones, you still need, on your time, stop by C150 so you can take your photo and get your actual ID. IDs must be worn visible at all times when on campus. Not in your pocket, because as soon as we ask to see your ID and you reach in a pocket or a book bag, or say you left it in your book bag, we're going to walk you down to the ISS room. We have to have IDs, and they have to be visible at all times. You have 2 times if you accidentally forget it at home to go to C150 as soon as you arrive on campus and pick up a temporary ID to use for that day and turn that back in. After 2, you're going to be in there, or you can pay $5 to buy a new ID. For routine, when the bell rings and you dismiss, put your ID in your book bag. That way, when you come to school the next day, it's in your book bag and not on your dresser or on your bed or in your mom's car. Everybody understand that? If you wear it properly, you won't sit it down and leave it and lose it. Because after you pay for them enough, you're going to keep up with it, because $5 start to add up when you have to keep buying multiple IDs. I'm real impressed with this freshman class. I want to challenge this class to do something extraordinary. Freshmen typically lead the school in discipline. So he said, be extra. So with this first class of this new decade, the 30s, y'all will be the first graduating class of the new decade. Can we do something extraordinary and we win the record of the fewest disciplinary incidents in a class, and let it be the first time ever for a freshman group to do that? Can we do that? Let's go 2030.
All right, just so y'all know, again, I'm Mr. Clethan. Discipline, there's no food deliveries on campus, so anything that gets delivered here into that front office, I normally get contacted, and then I find out who that stuff belongs to, and then it gets put in my office until the end of the day. Sometimes it go into the trash. So please understand, do not order food, and when it comes to campus, I promise you, more than likely you won't get it. Tardies, make sure you're in class on time. First period, just so y'all know, if you are consistently late to first period, it is now counting now. So, and the way our system works, it automatically puts the referrals in, and once it reaches a certain number, it automatically creates that referral, and it sends to your parents and everything like that. And then we gotta have to set up meetings and all that. So in order to not be tardy, you must be inside that classroom before that actual tardy bell rings. Now, just so you know, with the tardy bell, we have now a warning bell that's added into it. So once you hear that, the warning bell, you now have 1 minute left to get to that next class and get inside that class before that tardy bell rings. Hall pass. Anytime I'm in the hallway, I don't care nothing about what a teacher tell you, that you can just go. If I catch you or any AP catch you in the hallway without a pass, you will receive a consequence. Because don't tell me, oh, my teacher let me go, I don't want to hear it. Because you're hearing me now, and you're hearing all APs that's going to always tell you, you need to have a pass in the hallway. All our passes are color-coded. So obviously, if you're in the C building, you got a C building restroom pass, I should not see you in another building. You should be on that floor. So there's no reason to be going to any other. And say if that restroom is not open on that 3rd floor, that means I need to go down to the next floor and use the restroom. Don't go across the breezeway to use a restroom on that side. Stay on your side where your pass is at. Dress code. I already ran into a lot of you guys already. There's no slides. There's no head garments unless it's a religious situation. There's the short shorts. Because my shorts should be mid-thigh. They're not mid-thigh, they too short. I shouldn't have my shirt tucked up and to where a part of my stomach or anything is showing. My gentlemen, my shorts got to be pulled up. If I ain't got no belt, we'll end up giving you a zip tie, or you can call somebody and go home. As far as not meeting dress code, especially at that bus, some of you already experienced it already. I don't even let you go in the building. I tell you to go ahead and call somebody. So to avoid those type of situations, meet those expectations. There's no open toe shoes. Even if you got socks on, it's still open toe. Next slide. Cell phones. There's no cell phones in the classroom or the hallways. The only location is in the lunchroom. So when you're in breakfast time frame and you're at lunch time frame, those are your time frames to actually have your phone, tablet, all that type of stuff, your metal glasses, all that type of stuff. But when you're in the classroom and you're in the hallway, there's no electronics, period. So when those teachers give you those directives and you're not meeting those expectations, there will be a consequence as we keep moving forward. Arrival procedures, we pretty much already kind of talked about this. Make sure you arrive in the class on time. Make sure you arrive in the school on time. So if you walk, try to get here before you get to that tardy bell, which is 8:35. You want to get here a little bit sooner to make sure that if you need breakfast, you're able to get breakfast. All bus riders, if your bus is late, I always give out bus passes. You need to make sure you get one, because if you go into that classroom late without a bus pass, she is going to mark you tardy. And it'll be your fault because you didn't get one from me, because I promise you I'll give you one. When we get to dismissal, anything dealing with dismissal, your parents will have to come in and sign you out. They got to come in and sign you out. Them sending an email or anything like that is not a thing. Now, if it's a doctor's appointment, things like that, giving us a heads up about the doctor's appointment, they can do stuff like that. But none of you guys should be driving. So, and again, if you are driving because you older, then that's a whole approval thing. But still, you won't be getting no parking decals or anything, especially for freshmen or sophomores. So just make sure that you have everything that you need ahead of time, and make sure you let your parents know to come in ahead to sign you out. You can go next slide. Oh, one other thing about dismissal, 3:39 dismiss you. That's not I know that's the time frame, but when that bell rings, that's when you leave the classroom. We're not just leaving classroom because, my phone say 3:39 or my watch say 3:39. No, when that bell rings, that's what dismisses you to leave the classroom, because again, leaving the classroom without permission, that is a referral offense. So make sure you are waiting until the bell rings before I switch to any class. Lunchroom procedures, again, you must stay in the cafeteria area. If you do end up having those times where you go into clubs and things like that, you'll get that on your ID. And again, if you go into art, things like that, make sure we have pass. Same thing with our band groups or orchestra. When you're trying to do things during your lunchtime frame, they have passes. You must have those passes in hand in order to go to that building. So make sure you have those passes. I think I am good.
All right, guys, give it up for Mr. Clethan. First off, I'm Ms. Johnson. I'm your PBIS coach, and we are a PBIS school. Next slide. What does that mean? Every adult expects for you to treat them with respect, and in kind, you can expect that in return. Next slide. So what does that look like in your classroom? When you're showing respect, you're arriving on time, using appropriate language. Showing responsibility means turning off your electronic devices or putting it away when asked. And then showing your pride can look like completing all of your assignments and actively participating in learning. Next slide. All right, so let's go to the meat and potatoes of this, the connection. If you follow the academic and behavior expectations, you will earn incentives. But know that there is an equal and opposite side where you're going to understand the consequence, because every adult has given you all of the expectations required for success here at Blake. Next slide. All right, so what can that look like? For academic incentives, we often do activities either in the lunchroom or in the PBIS store where you can shop. Next slide. Behavior incentives can look like, for instance, if you never received a temporary ID, you're eligible. If you're on time every day, each month, you are eligible to participate in one of our activities. Next slide. Community is a big part. This is how we show our yellow jacket pride. So when the opportunity arrives, please show up and show out. Next slide. A part of that, we have clubs. There are over 22 different organizations on campus. August 24th to the 28th, the last week of August, you will have an opportunity to sign up for your club. All of the organizations will have displays. You'll be able to talk to them and club sponsors to decide where you want to be. Next slide. All right, so with that, I'm going to say thank you. I will see you on campus, and here is Mr. Thompson.
Freshman class 2030, correct? All right, so we're looking for our next set of athletes. If you have your phone, this would be the time you can take it out and scan this QR code if you are interested in participating in any sports. Now, for the freshman class, for this freshman class, there's one new requirement that you must fulfill. The FHSAA has required that all freshmen and new to sports students, that means students that have not rostered or made a team, they must have what's known as an echocardiogram. That is where they basically look at the rhythms of your heart and determine whether your heart is normal or is beating rhythmically. So you have to have what's known as an echocardiogram. All other documents are not new. All the documents you need are in this QR code, and everything you need to do to register for sports is in this QR code. You must have a physical. You must have insurance, not your parents' insurance. You must purchase sports insurance. All those links are included in this QR code. One other thing, you do not turn your documents into me physically. Your documents must be uploaded into what's known as home campus. And the information for that is also included in this QR code. My hopes is that I will see you all around campus. I will hopefully see you all at our sporting events, either participating or supporting our teams. All right, have a great year.
All right, so I'm gonna give Ms. Robinson these 2 minutes because she's amazing at saying this real quick.
All right, so real quick, first thing first is I'm wearing your shirt. Okay? This is the freshman shirt, and it is $20, and you can bring money and you can buy them. But on the screen is we are taking students summer 2022 to Costa Rica. If you are interested in snorkeling, zip lining, and all of that good stuff, 2027? No? Then let us know. Our first priority is juniors and seniors. But if we do not fill up all the slots, we will open it up to sophomore and freshmen. So if you want to travel, you need a passport. Next one real quick. There will be a meeting. It is August 25th at 6 p.m.